Flyers TV is sponsored by the Bay Hotel.
Todd, there was a moment, I'm sure, during that game that you probably thought it was going to go the other way, but you managed to find a way to win tonight. Just give us your feelings.
Well, I talked to Ross earlier in the week about all the psychological nuances of an aggregate game, and we talked extensively about it throughout the week with this team. One thing we really were keen to avoid was pressing late and dropping another goal, because you go into a game 2-0 down in the opposition's building. You're certainly giving them the advantage. So the message really was to stay patient all night. I mean, if you look at the game sheet, we outshot them 2-1. I think I got to give credit to their goaltender tonight. I think he made some incredible saves tonight. I think we forced him to. And at the start, you got the sense it was just a matter of time before we were going to find the back of the net. The longer it went on, and you could see a little bit of frustration was grown in the room. But we talked it out in between periods, and maybe, I don't know, I think there was a little bit of expectation we felt in the building as well. But when we tied that game up, the place erupted just like we knew it would. If we would have managed to get one of those maybe in the first period, it might have been a different hockey game, because that crowd was just waiting to blow the roof off the place.
That first 20 minutes of hockey was possibly one of the most intense periods I think we've seen all season. Absolutely.
I mean, that was, if you're a hockey fan, you enjoy that first period. I mean, that was two teams knowing that they're in for it for the next 6 periods. And I got to give Braehead credit. I mean, they came out and looked very, very strong. I thought they were on top of us, and the same to us too. This is a game that we've had our eye on for a number of weeks now, and it finally arrived. The guys were in good spirits before the game, and relatively loose. It was. That's a tough one to take for Braehead, and we're going to have to take that as an advantage into tomorrow.
I wonder if the Kyle Haynes fight just kind of helped settle things down a little bit? No,
you can see that it was niggly all night. I mean, the refs came over and had a word to the coaches about things going on after the whistle. But my opinion is look, I don't want to see anybody get hurt out there or anything like that, but this is playoff hockey. Emotions are going to be running high. Letting the guys sort it out on ice as long as it's clean, and there will be niggles after the whistle. I mean, this is high stakes here. It's do or die this weekend, and there was a few more penalties than maybe we were used to last couple of weeks, but maybe you see with the two-man system they can keep their eye on a lot more. It's probably really advantageous for the referees to not have to worry about so much going on out there, and for the most part, I think it was a pretty well called game.
We've talked in the past about that game over in Braehead, where essentially it was won and lost on a penalty that the Flyers took, and tonight it was a penalty that Braehead took that maybe made the difference.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that power play or that penalty resulted in us scoring on the power play. So no, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's going to be deemed possibly very crucial. But you got to remember, this is the second time that we've done that to him this year in this building. And funnily enough, we discussed that all throughout the week about staying patient. Things aren't always going to go your way in 6 periods of hockey. And, we could have been found maybe guilty of pushing a little bit, but I stayed on top of them tonight, and I think for the most part they didn't have really too many outmen situations, and boys did a great job. They played a great game tonight.
So you take a 1-goal lead across to Braehead. There's no away goals rules or anything like that. So does that give you a psychological advantage going in there?
I certainly think that last minute of hockey does. I mean, and shows these guys that as long as we stick to our game plan, the potential to bust out offensively is there, and we really need to make sure that we stick to our game plan and not get distracted. But I mean, that was 3 good periods of hockey that people watched tonight.
Just 60 minutes between the Flyers getting to Nottingham and or whatever. It's amazing, and some amazing scores from around the rinks tonight as well.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's a lot of drama left in this series, as I'm sure there are in the other 3. But if you would have asked me if I would have taken this before the game, I would have snatched your hand off and said absolutely. But no, I think that allows these guys to get a good rest tonight and maybe not dwell on any what ifs or what could have been. Tomorrow's a different day, but you're right. We go into the opposing building with a 1-goal lead.
As ever, thanks very much, Todd.
Thank you.